This right here is the best kept secret on the Gibb River Road, and we've just found it. We are on a mission to pull together one absolute ripper of a Kimberley adventure. The best of the best, from Wolf Creek Crater all the way around to the Pentecost River.
Bloody epic. It's just so sick.
Oh, my snorkel's under. This right here, this is how country songs are written. I can guarantee you this one is going to be on your bucket list, but for some of us, the dream's being held together with ratchet straps. What a hell of a journey. Welcome to the Kimberley, off-grid style. Our journey across the continent has just hit the greatest off-grid destination in the country, the Kimberley. Last episode, we uncovered a secret route into this four-wheel driving and camping paradise, which brought us across the border from the NT and into the remote southern edge of the Kimberley. From here, things are only going to get better as we line up the ultimate bucket list run across the Kimberley, from Halls Creek, up the mighty Gibb River Road and on to the Pentecost River. We're kicking things off with a destination I've had on my personal bucket list for years, and that means taking on this monster right here, the Tanami Road. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if this isn't the most corrugated road in Australia, I don't particularly want to see the one that takes it out.
This might be worse than the Savannah Way.
Oh my God. The Tanami itself connects the Kimberley with Alice Springs, all the way over in the NT. For us though, we're unhooking the vans and taking the Cruiser and the BT50 for an out and back run down the northern section of the road, so we can check out an iconic natural landmark, Wolf Creek Crater. I wanted to see Wolf Creek Crater, I reckon, gee whiz, several decades, and it's just in a location that makes it a little bit tricky to dip out and have a look at. So today we're doing it. We've dropped the vans, we're doing it. We're going to see Wolf Creek Crater.
Yeah, sick. Well, we're definitely earning it with this road, but keen to check it out. Let's do it.
Now look, Wolf Creek might be better known to many of you guys as the name of an Aussie horror flick, but it's actually the site of a huge meteor impact with a giant asteroid estimated to weigh 14,000 tonnes. It smashed into the earth a long time ago. From the outside, the crater just looks like a long ring of hills. But once you climb to the upper edge, holy heck, this view is damned spectacular. Let's get some facts out of the way before I spit some truth at you. This is Wolf Creek meteorite crater. I've wanted to see this for decades. Now look, it was formed over 300,000 years ago. There's some debate as to whether or not it's the second or the fourth biggest in the world. It's one of 18 meteorite craters in the world where you can still find little bits of the meteor. The meteor that hit was travelling at
15 kilometres per second.
which we worked out to be
54,000 kilometres per hour.
54,000 kilometres per hour. When it hit down here, it would have vaporised everything in its path. Now, I'm going to tell you two things, personal. The first is, this has blown my friggin' mind. You can't get a feeling for this place until you come and stand right here. You know when you've got those things you've wanted to see your whole life, and then you get there and you're like, that kind of sucked. There was a band back in the day called the Indigo Girls. I went and saw them, and anywho, this has not been the Indigo Girls. This is utterly friggin' stunning. The second thing I'd like to share with you, if I had one wish right now, it would be to go back 300,000 years, to stand down there where I parked my 79 and watch that sucker land. It'd be the last thing I ever do, but it would be sick. Oof, pink mist.
What a way to go.
Worth it. Get here and have a look at this. This is outstanding.
That's sick. That is bloody sick.
If you're keen to visit Wolf Creek, you can actually camp at the base of the crater, or there are free camps along the Tanami Road. For us though, our eventual goal today is the southern edge of the Gibb River Road. So we're picking up the vans and pushing on to Halls Creek. This stunning part of the Kimberley is overlooked by the vast majority of travellers as they steamroll on to more well-known destinations like the Bungle Bungles and Kununurra. But if remote camps and hidden gorges without the crowds are your thing, Halls Creek is well worth checking out. After a few weeks of dusty outback roads and corrugations, we're keen to wash the dust off, and I've got the perfect place in mind.
Oh my goodness.
Wowzers! This stunning little number is called Sawpit Gorge, carved out by generations of wet season floodwaters through the Rocky Ranges. It's a popular locals swimming spot despite the occasional croc sighting. But right now though, that's not what's worrying me. You all know how much I love cold water. But I told you that this season I was going to embrace it. As a result of which, this is how you dive. Oh my God! It's so cold! Good. Lovely.
Alrighty.
So good.
Delightful. With a capital D.
Well, this is pleasant. I'm apologise. Sawpit is one of a number of seasonal swimming holes within reach of Halls Creek. And up the way at Palm Springs, there's another little hidden secret that I'm keen to check out. The country out here is pretty darn rugged, but Palm Springs forms a natural oasis in the desert, with flowing water all year round. Years ago, Afghan cameleers planted date palms here, and an outstation was built to grow produce for the region. The ruins of the building are still standing, and you can even find evidence of crops hidden in the trees. Look at this! We could redo it, we can rebuild it. Now you're gonna have to trust me on this one.
Look, it's probably a more sus location than we've been recently.
What we're looking for is deep down in here. Bit of tin remaining, just watch yourself. Here it is. This is what we're after. This is what remains of the old market garden that was established, this is Palm Springs right here, or the top end of Palm Springs. Market garden was established here way back in the day to feed the town of Halls Creek, not the one now standing. The old Halls Creek, which is still standing. We're going to go and have a look at it. But all that remains now are these banana plants, and they've still got bananas on them. They're still producing. Ladies' fingers, sweet and delicious. They're not ripe yet. In a strange turn of fate, we actually need Shaun Whale here. Little known fact, he knows heaps about bananas. He grows them at home. He actually cuts the base off and slings them over his shoulder, does all. He knows lots about bananas. We need Shaun here. This is all that remains of the old market garden, and that is a good looking hand up there, or is it a bunch of bananas, a hand of bananas? There you go. Oh, and that's the male part right there, see? You can see his dillywag hanging down. There's a couple actually.
Impressive.
Gee whiz, it's like a wild night out in Sydney. Righto, let's get out of this swamp. The story of Halls Creek is one of gold rushes and boom and bust ventures. It was here that the first gold nugget was discovered in Western Australia, and for a brief time it attracted prospectors from across the globe. But most of the new settlers found the conditions here too hard to handle, and the hills around are now an off-grid playground, with plenty of hidden corners to explore, like this stunning lake we stumbled on entirely by chance.
Graham, where the heck are you taking us?
Hang about, look over to your right.
An oasis in the middle of this spiky mess. How good.
Wow, the middle of the Kimberley. Unbelievable.
Cool.
What a beautiful spot.
This is one of those situations where literally we were just driving along the main track and I just happened to look at my map and I just saw four-wheel drive, track and lake. And who wouldn't turn left? I obviously didn't know anything about it, so we left the caravans down the other end. You could get the vans in here, but what an unexpected little bonus in the middle of the Kimberley. I don't know anything about this. It's, even on the map, there's nothing written. So, yeah, one of those little treats in the middle of the day. We're gonna have a bit of lunch here and then head back out, pick the vans up and keep going, but I will be back. I will come back, I'll mark it, put my van about there. It'll do me. I don't even know if there's fish in here. I've got no idea. I love this. It's fantastic.
Would make the ride out just a little bit more
musical. I don't even know where this goes.
Today, we've come across more perfect camp spots than you could fit into a week of exploring. And I can tell you right now, they are all pinned and I will be back. For now though, another icon of the Kimberley is waiting for us. And that means soaking up a few hours of blacktop as we push on west.
It sounds like Santa's sleigh in here.
So you're telling me you don't feel jolly?
Listen to this, listen to this. Right on last light, we arrive at Leopold Downs Road, just west of Fitzroy Crossing, and the edge of one of the most iconic four-wheel drive touring routes on the planet.
Drum roll, please. We're back on the Gibb.
Ready! Ain't no better feeling than getting back on the dirt, airing down, and knowing that we've got the next week or so on the Gibb. This is the start. Just down here we got one of my favourite things on the whole Gibb, Tunnel Creek. Got Windjana up here, a couple of campsites I want to check out. Secret campsite that a mate's let me... Sun's going down. It's almost time to find camp. A run of the Gibb is one of those things that you're either dreaming of or dreaming of doing again. And at this time of day, it's easy to see why. Well, if that doesn't scream Kimberley, I don't know what does. Late afternoon light coming in sideways, lighting up these rock formations right here. You've got great big Boabs on either side, a little bit of dust in the air, hills in the distance, spin effects everywhere. This right here, this is how country songs are written. Look at those Boabs, look at them. I think the day I get tired of this is the day I gotta hang up my hat. I promised you that this trip would show you the best of the Kimberley, and tonight's camp is another perler. A free camp nestled up against a rocky escarpment. Campsites along the Gibb can get pretty busy during peak season, but this one seems to have slipped under the radar. And just to make things better, I've got the night off too.
Alright, now I've obviously been travelling too long on the road with Graham because it's my turn to cook tonight, and this is rock solid, so we'll give it to the trusty camera car. You can always rely on these patrols to be a little bit warmer than most. And that should defrost in no time.
There's something about Kimberley nights that's hard to put into words. Big skies, big fires, and that feeling of adventure that you just can't beat. Turns out Jordan's got a plan though that might make this night a whole lot hotter.
Throughout this whole trip, Gary's been calling us the kids. Kids, come get over here. Kids, park there. Kids making too much noise. So it is only fitting that for this meal, we make a kids meal, nuggets and chips, but with a bit of a twist. The main portion of this we call nugget roulette. It's something that we made up in lockdown, and basically what that is, I'm making homemade nuggets using some chicken mince. Where roulette comes into it is that I have these beautifully spicy habanero chilies. One person is gonna get a nugget packed with one of the spiciest chilies I could find. They're pretty hot already, but something that most people don't know is that the heat from them isn't in the flesh, it's not in the seeds, but it's in that little membrane that runs down the middle. That's where all the capsaicin, the spicy stuff, is stored. And that's what we're gonna put in one of these nuggets. And now, anyone who's made fried chicken, same process, chicken, egg, flour, and then they're good to go after that. Alrighty, nuggy time. I've just realized, I don't know which one is the hot one.
That's the way it should be.
I was trying to be a bit sneaky.
Do you have a good feeling about any of them?
I'm going to go first. That is delicious.
I'm going to go with this one.
Oh, they are delicious.
Thank God.
They are delicious.
We'll go.
Round one.
That's better than a KFC nugget.
I think the fear was getting in the way of the taste for the first bite.
Are we going straight back in? I'm out.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Safe.
it's one of those big dogs there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
Please.
Big bite, don't muck around. Ah.
Oh.
So your own gag,
Well,
your own trick got you.
I think you're forgetting one thing. This wasn't the only spicy nugget.
It's gonna be this one. Oh my God. Madre.
It gets better. All right, guys. That's it for Nugget Roulette. We got a handful of safe ones that we're going to go enjoy. You sure you don't want to see that?
I can't.
Try it at home. Let me know how you go.
How do I always get it? Chilies or not, today has been hard to beat. But tomorrow, we start the Gibb proper. And I can't wait.
Day one on the Gibb, and I can't explain how excited I am. It's gonna be a really good day.
Stunning East Kimberley sunrise this morning. I was just making a cup of coffee there and I was looking at the van. We've just about to run into 12,000 kilometres since Fraser Island. It feels like such a long time ago that we're on that windswept Fraser Island beach post that big cyclone that came through. To finally be here in the Kimberley, you know, this place has got my heart. Well, back on WA soil, let's not go there. We're going to do the Gibb over the next few days. Then we've got a side quest, a bit of a side mission, right up into sort of the northwest Kimberley, a place I never thought I'd ever drive to, and then curve back onto the coast to Dirk-Hartog Island, and then push out to the westernmost point on the island that is still on Australian soil. What a hell of a journey. She's pretty good. The series of station roads known collectively as the Gibb River Road run for about 600 k's across the Kimberley to the Pentecost River in the north. Those k's are packed with more gorges, points of interest, side missions and camps than you can poke a stick at. And today promises to be a pearler. Righto, today let's go and visit a couple of gorges. There's, as you know, the Gibb is so famous for its gorges. Weather looks beautiful, sun shining.
Sounds like a great day for a swim. What do you reckon?
100%. I love swimming in freezing cold water. Let's go and find it.
That's exactly the kind of energy we need. If we swim, you swim.
The Gibb River Road is synonymous with being a rocky, gnarly old track. And then there was the Tanami, holy heck. The number of rocks that get thrown backwards. The Gibb is one of those places where you're going to see a whole heap of people with their, especially wagon owners, that are towing with their back windscreens shattered. They'll often have a big old piece of cardboard across the back because rocks are flicked up from behind the car, hit the van or the trailer or whatever it is they're towing, come straight back and smash that rear window. Happens all the time. That's where rock tamers just come in to their own. They're literally cheap insurance. You can't not have them because they not only protect the van, but they also protect the back of your vehicle because they prevent rocks hitting the van and shooting back up into your vehicle. Little tip though with those rock tamers, I see a lot of people installing them and letting them hang straight down. Look, yes, they still do work, but what they're designed to do is have a curve in them so that rocks can flick up, hit that curve and then be angled back down into the ground. Installing them correctly is important, but more important is to have them because roads like the Gibb, they literally don't come much rockier.
Graham's just pulled over to use the loo in this lovely caravan. You guys probably couldn't hear that, but he did squeal. Yeah, that's fun.
Now, if there's three things you wouldn't put on a sales pitch, It'd be darkness, icy cold water, and crocs. But up ahead is a spot that promises to combine all three. And it's one of the most iconic spots on the Gibb.
Ooh, Tunnel Creek!
Right, I'm not going to mix my words here. This is my favourite stop on the Gibb in its entirety. Coming in second is crossing the Pentecost with the ranges in the background. Everything else is sick, I love it. Tunnel Creek and the Pentecost at either end of the Gibb. Come on, I'll show you why. Over the millennia, Tunnel Creek has carved its way through the limestone rocks of the Napier Range, forming an incredible natural tunnel system that you can follow for nearly a kilometre under the hills.
Very, very cool.
The darkness hides a bunch of freshwater pools, and you guessed it, freshwater crocs.
We're looking for some orange or red eyes.
I find it very at odds that there should be crocodiles in a cave. They need sun to be warm, warmth to move, and generally speaking, warm water. This water's freezing, there's zero sun, and there'd be nothing in here for them to eat. But if you listen closely, you can hear them.
I'm so sick of you.
If you really want to explore Tunnel Creek, you're going to need a head torch, some footwear you don't mind getting wet, and be ready to take the plunge in some very dark waters. Oh, there's me snorkel. Oh, me snorkel's under.
It gets me every time.
Now, there's a couple of indignities here, folks, one of which is I hate cold water. The second indignity is that I've been asked to hold the cameraman's thongs. He hasn't showered in 4 days. It's terrible.
Look how cold it is.
Oh, me nips. That's me nips. I'm getting out of here. Now, if you had the time and the gumption and the ability to do it, you could actually follow this cave system all the way back to Fitzroy. It's like a network of connected tunnels that go all the way back there. Look at that. It's next level. You can keep going, but it's a real squeeze. I can only imagine that right back in the day, of course, the Indigenous folks would have found these places to be a haven. Like it really would have been sacred ground out here. These days, this is about the only one. There's actually a couple you can access, but this is the most famous, of course. Stunning. If you've never done it, honestly, it is the jewel in the crown up here. It's just beautiful. And the good thing is, when you get to the end, like we're just about to do now, you pop out at this end, there ain't no walking back. You've got to turn around and go back through that cold water the other way. Cool. It's very cool. Now, look, whilst this is recognised as being literally a world-class tourist attraction, there is a bit of a dark and checkered past to this cave. Quite a bit went down out here back in the day involving the Indigenous and, of course, early settlers. Whilst it's fantastic to come and visit this place, there really is some bits and pieces that went on down here that's just worth remembering as you're walking through here. If you do come down and have a visit, do yourself a favour. Turn your lights off and just have a bit of a sit in here and a bit of a think about the past. It's a good place to do it.
That looked painful.
Shins are the best way to slow down on rocks.
Jordan's lost his hat. We left it under a sign on the way into the gorge. I found the hat. Let's see how long it takes him to recognise it.
My shin hurts.
Your shin hurts?
Yeah, lost my hat.
Lost your hat?
I'm really hoping that this feels better. I don't normally wear a bucket hat. It's just really sunny. And someone nicked my favourite hat that I got in Tassie, which I'm keeping an eye out in the car park.
I would. I would keep a very close eye on it, if I were you.
I'll be having words and possibly a physical altercation.
I'd hate to be that person.
Oh, you!
Anyway, you guys enjoy your lunch?
I am so happy and so at the same time.
Tunnel Creek might be one of the most adventurous stops on the Gibb, but of course it's the gorge swimming that makes this place so iconic, and that's where we're headed next. Really well-used section of the Gibb right here. It gets a lot of traffic, as a result of which, as you can probably hear, the corrugations are next level. Best advice I can give, Tyre pressure's down, try and find a sweet spot in your speed. As a rule, you ain't gonna beat them. You're gonna try and suck it up. Get out of your vehicle often, check for loose nuts and bolts. Otherwise, just embrace them. Corrugations are a part of the Gibb. Up here, a bit of a famous landmark, it's called Yamara Gap, otherwise known as Queen Victoria's Head. Don't know about you, but I haven't spent a great deal of time studying Queen Victoria's side profile, which this is supposed to look like. Here's the footage, you have a look, tell me what you think. Yamara Gap, Queen Victoria's Head. Actually looks a bit like me mate Timbo. For extra points for those playing along at home, what is the term for finding human facial features in naturally occurring objects? There is a term for it. There will be prizes. Let me know. For our next best of location, we're heading to perhaps the most famous gorge on the Gibb. It's an out and back run of about 60 k's, and we're going to be dropping the vans near the turnoff before heading in. The road in is one that involves a series of water crossings that after the wet season are reasonably deep and shouldn't be attempted without a snorkel. And finally, a hike of a K or two into the gorge itself. Well, the Gibb River Road, synonymous with corrugations, epic scenery, and so many gorges, you couldn't gorge yourself all in one day. This one, you guys have never been to this one, have you?
No, this is new.
So this is Bell Gorge, probably one of the more spectacular gorges on the Gibb. Bit of a hike in, but that's good.
Got to earn it.
You wait till you see it, it's spectacular. After about 20 minutes, we make it to the start of Bell Gorge. And I mean, come on. Take a look at that. Just magic. Well, Bell Gorge.
This is the best looking gorge on the Gibb that I've seen.
It's pretty stunning.
I'm keen for a swim. I want to get in there.
Want to go for a swim?
Yeah.
You swim, I swim.
Let's do it.
Unless you're up for a 30-metre plunge, access to the pool is via a long scramble around and down the rocks. But it's absolutely worth the effort. And the kids have even bought a few gifts to make me feel at home.
So we thought we'd give you
Yes! Float bands. Sick.
Speaking of croc sightings,
I noticed you got a baby crocodile. Next time you buy me a present, aim for a little higher than 11 to 36 months.
Don't get in slowly. Get in fast.
All jokes aside, there's really nothing better than a freshwater swim on a hot Kimberley day. And even me, being a coldophobe, is finally convinced to get in.
This is, without a doubt, the best swim we've had so far on the trip. Bell's Gorge, more like Bellissimo Gorge.
The only way to top off a day like today is to find a perfect camp, and I have got just the place in mind. But first, we gotta go pick up the vans. Just thinking then, remembering back to when we first started off-grid, just like you, I was thinking having a van is gonna be very limiting. You know, there's gonna be a lot of places we can't get to. It's not true. We unhitch all the time. Takes about 30 seconds. But here's a tip. Having the right tow hitch on your van or your camper trailer or whatever it is you're towing makes significant difference. We're on our way right now to pick up the vans. I'll show you exactly how easy it is.
back. Stop.
This is what I'm talking about right here. This is the old D035 hitch. It's also been called the marriage saver because it is so damned easy to use. Raise it on, raise it off. What I love about it though is that it fits up so well to the Heyman Reese X-Bar. I've got this one set on the adjustable hitch here. I've had to lower it ever so slightly because the 79 is a little bit taller than most four-wheel drives. You've got multiple positions here depending on how high or low you need your mounting point to be. But let's just say you need to make it extremely high. You've got a much lower four-wheel drive in this one right here. You can actually flip this around and use it in the upturn position as well. Why that's important is because other drop-down hitches aren't always rated to the same weight when you switch them around. In fact, it can be quite dangerous to do so. Not with this. This bad boy can go up or down. Super easy to use, 2 bolts, undo them, move it, put it in a new position, you're good to go. Having a setup like this just makes unhitching an absolute piece of cake, to the point where I don't even consider not doing it. If I even think about unhitching, we just unhitch. It's that easy. Leave the vans, go in, see something and come back out. Having the right setup though, like the X-Bar back here, honestly, worth its weight in gold. I've been lucky enough to visit the Gibb a fair few times over the years, but our next stop is a place I've never seen before. It's so secret, we can't even show you how to get there. Soon we're following a goat track off the main road to a campsite that I've been told is epic.
This is cool. Where are we going?
Where we are going right now, you must forget. You have never been here. You can never speak of this place. It is absolute secret squirrel. This is a little spot that a mate of mine who lives on the Gibb has told me about. Literally, we've got to turn left at a Boab tree, then turn right at a water drum, go through a gate, and we should come to a little water hole down here that he goes camping at. And if I am reading the instructions right, there's a little swimming hole down here too that's supposedly absolutely beautiful on last light.
2 swims in a day. Who is he? God, this is just gorgeous.
This is one super tight little track. I hope I'm on the right track in so much as that I followed the directions I've been given. 2 landmarks that I was given, I've seen, so I've every reason to believe I'm on the right track. But out here, it's hard to believe that there's a little water hole somewhere out here. After half an hour of weaving through the trees, we make it to our camp spot for the night. And oh yeah, that'll do. Paradise on the busy Gibb River Road. Not a soul. Swimming hole all to ourselves. Let's circle the wagons.
Bloody river. That's so sick.
Well, any of you who've done the Gibb would know just how hard it is sometimes to find an isolated camp all on your own out here, especially at this time of year. But sometimes you've got to pay to play. Coming through those sticks back there, I actually mentioned there's been a fire through here recently. That's good in 2 respects. 1, clears the land so you can see where you're going, but 2, it leaves some rather sharp stakes behind, and I've gone and picked one of those up. So I'm just going to change the tyre quickly, and then the good news is go and wash the dust off.
Oh, that right there, 13,000 kilometres worth of dust.
It's hard to believe, given the roads we've been travelling on since Fraser earlier in the year, but this is the first tyre we've ever had to change on either of the vans. And I reckon I should be able to plug the damaged tyre and keep it as a spare for an emergency. Thank you. A reminder, folks, when you do, use the old rattle gun to put your wheel back on, bring the jack back down so she's on the ground, and just go at it with a bit of gumption, just to be sure. Torqued to spec.
Yodi.
And that's how you change a tyre.
Haha, movie magic.
If there's one thing a late Arvo camp repair gets you keen for, that's a swim, followed by a brewski. My mate told me this camp comes with its own private gorge, just a few hundred metres from the camp. And sure enough, it's pretty special. It's actually really nice. Every now and again you get gifted something by a local. This is one such thing. Only a handful of people actually know that this exists, and even less know how to get here. We've got camp up there and this all to ourselves. Moments like these you can see why everyone raves about the Kimberley. Because this is damn special, really special. Finding little gems like this is what makes touring Australia so damn rewarding. And I guarantee you that once you start exploring, you too will uncover your own secret spots along the way. Either way though, I hope the Gibb is going right up there on your bucket list. Before you know it, another glorious Kimberley day is rolling around to a close. And this is one I'll remember for a long time. For now though, it's time to get cooking. And after a few weeks out bush, I'm having to get creative. For those playing along at home, we've been on the road now for quite some time, and you've all done these big trips before. Supplies start to not get so much low, but you start to get a bit restricted in what you can and can't do. I am down to the very last thing I've got, which is lamb loin chops. It just so happens they are my favourite, so I've got no complaints there, but that is me. I'm out once I'm through that. We rely on tinned vegetables for the last 3/4 of any trip we do. So the first quarter, you can bring fresh veggies, but they start to go a bit how you going or you get through them. So we rely on tins, as you can see up here, for the majority of our meals. Now, you've all seen me just crack these and put them next to the fire. You don't particularly like me doing that because you reckon there's stuff inside the tin that leaches into the food. You might be right, you might be wrong. I don't know. What I like to do with these though, crack them all, drain them, then you chuck all of this into a big fry pan, add a bit of salt, some pepper, a little bit of cayenne, any herbs and spices you might have, whip them all together, sort of make a bit of a stir fry. Doesn't look like much, but trust me when I say, add a bit of spice to this, a little bit of love, about as healthy as you'll get, and you don't have fresh veggies. It's a poor man's paella. Chili powder. Boy, George, do you want to come and try this? I might need to turn it down. How's the spice factor? Yeah?
Oh, that's a little spicy. No more.
No more?
I think we've both had enough.
Australian lamb loin chops, couple of bevos, and yet again, it comes to this time of day and I'm a little bit speechless. Absolutely stunning.
Oh, it smells so good.
Speaking of the best of the Kimberley, to come from Wolf Creek Crater, which, just between you and me, it blew my mind.
So sick.
Anywho, to come back up into the bottom half of the Gibb now, we're nearly done. We've got a little bit more to go. We've got a couple of my favourite gorges. We've got the Pentecost Ranges, crossing the Pentecost, maybe sneak into El Crestro. We'll see how we go. But for now, I'm going to get dirty because eating lamb for me is a fatty affair. Let's get up early tomorrow morning, get back on the road and enjoy
The rest of the best of the Kimberley.
the rest of the best of the Kimberley.
So here in the Kimberley, you'll find these amazing Boab trees, but they're not native anywhere else in Australia. So how did they get here? There's a couple of leading theories. The first is that the indigenous people brought over their seed pods with them all the way from Africa. The second is that the seed pods are buoyant and they floated across the ocean, coming from Africa and Madagascar and landing here in the Kimberley. My favorite theory is that Madagascar, Africa, and the Kimberley used to be connected through this mega continent called Gondwana. And across millions of years, it's broken up, bringing the Boab to northwestern Australia. No matter how they got here, you know that you're in the Kimberley when you see them. And I think that's pretty amazing.
The Kimberley is one of those places that will call you back time and time again. And right now, on the edge of shoulder season, it's one of my favourite times to be out here. A road trip like the mighty Gibb River Road is an absolute iconic, and it's on everyone's bucket list. It's one you don't want to miss out on, but very quickly up here, you'll come to find out your vehicle's weaknesses and anything you're towing as well. And one thing I think way back in the day when we were starting off grid that I didn't sort of think about too much, almost dismissed, was dust ingress into your van. It's one of the worst things you can experience when you're living out of a van like we are on off-grid when you get dust in it. Take the kitchen here as an example. When we're driving along, you can see in the footage we've got, it gets absolutely pummeled by dust. If anywhere was going to get dust in it, it's this area right here. But when we open the doors at the end of a day, Zero dust in here. I mean, the big test is you just run your finger along the induction cooktop here. You get no dust on anything. This blows my mind. When you look, the edges all around, you can just see, I mean, look at this here. That's, you know, the dust we're getting is incredible. None gets past these seals. The kitchen is absolutely spotless at the end of the day. Internally, this van's got a dust suppression system that works its butt off, keeping dust out of the van. Never do I get any dust in there at all. The van is squeaky clean day after day after day. And it's just one of those things, when you get in a camp, the last thing you want to be doing is trying to clean dust out of places. You don't want to be cooking dinner when you've got dust everywhere in here. These vans are made for what we are doing with them, and it really does show, because dust, zero. Gibb River Road, 10 out of 10. Today we're tackling the northern half of the Gibb River Road, with our end goal being the crossing of the legendary Pentecost River. Ahead of us lies one of the most brutal stretches of gravel anywhere in the country, so we're squaring away all our gear in preparation for the corrugations ahead. Well, that is a camp I will be back to. Absolute cracker. As good a camp as you're going to get in the Kimberley, I reckon.
Do us a favour and mind your tyres on the way out.
Well, that's exactly why I'm squeezing between these two trees, to try and avoid going around them. We'll see how we go. Speaking of which, we've got a big day today. Wouldn't mind cramming in one last swim. I'm starting to get used to cold water shock therapy, and then we're going to try and punch out some Ks.
Did you just say you're getting used to cold water?
Our next gorge stop is another favourite of mine on the Gibb, Galvin's Gorge, located south of the Mount Barnett Roadhouse. This one is just a few hundred metres off the Gibb and well worth checking out.
Anyone who knows Galvin's Gorge knows that it doesn't normally look like this. There's normally people there. We got it all to ourselves today. How?
We get up early.
Got to get up and go. Because this is our personal oasis.
Here's a little hidden secret in Galvin's Gorge, or the pool area. A lot of people come in and have a swim. Beautiful little place here. Waterfall, you can jump in, it's just gorgeous. But there's actually a little Wandjina figure up here on the rock with two serpents next to him. I don't know much about who put it here or the story behind it, but it's a little known sort of a secret, I guess. A side quest for all you young folk. When you come down to Galvin's, I'm not going to show you where it is. We're going to keep this quite generic. But right there, a little bit of Aboriginal art, just overlooking Galvin's Gorge. And I reckon that's pretty cool. See if you can find it. Next time you're down here, please, please don't touch it. Just leave it alone. Take a photo, leave it alone. Now, if you're planning a run up the Gibb, you do need to do a bit of planning when it comes to managing fuel. Fortunately, there are a couple of fuel points on our route, with the most convenient being Mount Barnett Roadhouse. What have we got? $2.93. The station offers food, camping, and even its own gorge. But for us, this is our final stop before the long run north to the Pentecost. The outback roads up here get pummeled by successive waves of wet seasons and winter traffic. And at times, the Gibb can be an absolute bone shaker, a road that'll test every nut and bolt on your vehicle. I was just thinking to myself, these corrugations make driving just a little bit uncomfortable in the old farm truck up front.
This is just the Gibb River massage chair, especially in Baz. It's a comfy ride.
I'm a bit envious, to be truthful. It's a bit agricultural up the front, I must admit.
Yeah, I got to take your 79 for a little joyride around the other day, and it did kind of open my eyes to just how nice the BT50 is set up as like a touring vehicle.
Every day on the Gibb, you hear some horror story of vehicles or caravans getting rattled apart by corrugations. And soon enough, we hit our own dramas with the camera car. Well, if you've ever wondered, those of you from the East Coast that have never actually been across to Western Australia nor done the Gibb River Road, if you ever wondered just how corrugated it is, our cameraman was just driving along when he came on the radio and said, a little strange noise coming from under the GU. For those of you not familiar, that's the fuel tank. It shouldn't be quite there. It needs to be up a bit further. He's quite lucky he didn't lose the lot. That's his main tank too. So anyway, we'll get that ratcheted back up because that's the best I can do right now. And then we'll send him in front. The reason I'm going to put him in front is if anything falls off here, at least I'll see it. You've done a good job. What's actually happened is we've got 3 mounts at the back. Thankfully, they haven't snapped, but they have bent. Combine that with the fact that tank at the moment is full of fuel, so I'm going to need to bend everything back up and then ratchet it in place and then cross our fingers. We've got a long way to go that she holds on. Barely a trip goes by where a ratchet strap doesn't save our bacon, and today is no different. You're amazed how little there is to hook something onto up here. Yeah, that's flat there. So I need to go like this. Okay, we've gone with science here. So we've got a cradle of 2 ratchets at opposing ends at the front corners, coming up to the opposing ends at the back corners, and that's for the majority of the weight that's in this tank. Then we've got this red strap here, which is holding it laterally so it can't move left and right. And I reckon, as much as I firmly believe in the Nissan camp, this might be better than factory. Or a few moments later. No, we'll be right, I reckon. Our very bush spec fix is going to have its work cut out for it with a few 100 Ks of corrugations and water crossings ahead. We're taking it slow and checking those straps every few Ks. Thankfully, everything seems to be holding. The northern stretch of the Gibb holds a special place in my heart. A wild drive through some absolutely stunning country. To the left of us is the area of the Kimberley that the Umbulgari track passes through, and the road even crosses the upper reaches of the Jock River, which you might remember from our last adventure reopening the Umbi for the season. The camera car repair might be holding, but the day is slipping away, and it takes till the following day to reach the final destination on our bucket list Kimberley itinerary, the Coburn Ranges and the Pentecost. If you could sum up the Kimberley in one shot, it's that view right there. An iconic view to wrap up another awesome leg of our journey across Australia. That's a view for me that will never get old. I'll happily look at that view every year.
What a way to finish this trip with the Pentecost with that view. It's like a painting heading west.
Yeah, I mean, in my humble, there's no better way. This is like once you cross this, you know you've ticked it. The old Gibb is done. We really have seen the best bits of the rest of the Kimberley, I reckon.
So where to next, Graz?
I've got quite the surprise for you guys. Quite the surprise, but I reckon we need to resupply, have a shower, and get ready, because the next leg of this trip I've been dreaming of for a long time. Next time on Off Grid, we're on a mission to reach one of the most isolated and hard to access destinations in the country, the one and only King George Falls. To get there, we've got to tackle this right here, the mighty Umbulgari track. This is an adventure unlike anything we've attempted before. Coming soon to Fall Drive 24/7.